Well, never mind, not him. Somebody else.
None of the guys with registered screen.
Another one with the registered. Somebody who knows where exactly it's at. The other one.
Charging handles to rear. Place the safety switch on safe.
You put it on safe. Next.
Return both charging handle to the forward.
Up position, right?
Forward and up position.
He did that. What's the next step? What's step 3?
Attempt to fire the weapon until stoppage.
Attempt to fire that weapon, Sergeant Garvey. Can he do that?
No, unsafe.
It's unsafe, right? So y'all see the discrepancy, right? Mm-hmm. So at the end of 2 Charlie, I need y'all to write in. Place on fire. Sir! Holy shit, didn't recognize you. Lost a lot of weight.
We'll catch up.
We'll catch up. Yes, we will. Alright, so, place on fire, right? Alright, who has experience with Mk19?
It's been a long time.
Okay.
Nope.
Twice. Yeah, outside of EIP. Alright, so,
Never been on heavy weapons.
what can y'all rebuttal at each station?
Equipment
malfunction,
environmental.
Yeah, the environment, how we set it up, it's fucked up somehow, some way, right? So the only way that's going to happen with this lane, right, with this station, it's going to be the T&E. If we happen to not lock that into place properly, and then you're doing your performance steps, and it falls off the T&E, and it fucks up your time, your performance steps, gets you off your game, y'all can rebuttal. Okay, that's the only thing. All right, now, those that have experience. What are these handles and these guide rails tend to do?
Pop off.
They will pop the fuck off, and how that's happening, right? That is not a malfunction of the weapon. That is always user error or a self-induced malfunction. And how that's happening, when you get to the step where you have to either do a full rack or a half rack or one up, one down, if y'all leave these handles down and you fire the weapon, it will slam it forward and lift them up, but it's going to pop them off. So it comes off that guide on the bolt inside. So it's going to be very hard to charge it to the rear. You can yank them back, but once you yank them back, it's going to be off the bolt, and the bolt will still be to the front. Okay? So you cannot do anything else with performance steps. You cannot ride that bolt to the rear after that. So if that does happen, understand. Another point and where that'll happen, if you pull the charging into the rear, it'll tell you to put it on fire and then pull it to the rear. If you have to ride this forward, just like that, okay? If you do not ride it forward and you just let it slip out of your hand or just let it go and ride it, it'll do the same thing, okay? Do not do that. If that happens, right, you will be a no-go, okay? That is a self-induced malfunction. You were causing that from your error, okay? All right. Just so everybody knows it. Don't be coming test day and that happens, you be like, no, it's fucking the weapon, not me. Alright, don't do that shit. Alright, task and distance standards for the Mk19. Alright, pursue 4 task. Alright, you're going to clear, load, fire until a stoppage occurs. Alright, you perform immediate action and then you're going to expend the remaining amount of ammunition. Alright, then you will clear and unload. Conditions, you're a member of the team in a combat environment. Alright, you will engage targets so you have a stoppage. Standard, alright, you must correctly perform all performance steps in sequence in 1 minute or less. Alright, you have 1 minute to complete the staff. Does that sound too easy? No, it doesn't. Alright, minute it doesn't sound like a lot of time. It's not, but the more you get hands on this gun and you start going to performance steps and you get it down packed, it's pretty easy. Okay? Alright, I'll hand it off to Stetson Garvey. He's gonna go walk you through each performance step. He's gonna talk you through it, and he's also gonna demonstrate at the same time. Stetson Garvey.
Alright, so we're going to get into the tent. You guys need to make sure that your equipment is how you want it, okay? When I say as you want it, you can't take the screwdriver and put it into your tabs, okay? I say it because you've seen it. The standard has to be the same for every candidate that comes through, alright? So, you're going to walk up, ensure that you have all your equipment that you need, and you're going to make sure that the weapon is on safe. Us 3 are going to be cooking in that fucking GP medium.
Angry.
Angry. We might forget to put it on fire. Okay? So just ensure that you are set up for success and let us know if something is messed up with your equipment. Okay? So, as you approach the gun, you have to start in the seated position. You have to be sitting on the ground. A portion of your ass has to be touching the ground. Okay? The grader is going to sound off with, do you understand task conditions and standards? You say yes, 0's on the clock, yes. He'll count down for 3, 2, 1, begin. Once he says begin, you're going to place the weapon on safe. At that point, go to a knee. Okay? Especially for us vertically challenged people, don't do things seated. Alright? Because if you're trying to rack these back seated, you're going to pull down and pop them off. Okay? So a minimum, go to a knee. So I place the weapon on safe. I'm going to grab the charging handles. I'm going to pull them back. I'm going to return them forward, pushing the right one up. I'm going to lift the feed tray cover. I'm going to do a quick inspection of the bolt face and the bore. I'm then going to place the weapon on fire, grab the charging handle that is down, pulling it back, applying pressure, and riding the bolt forward and placing the charging handle into the up position. I'm then going to place the weapon on safe. I'm then going to come over to my loading process. I'm going to grab my feed throat. I am not trying to insult anybody's intelligence. Don't be a kumquat and use these, okay? They're these nifty little levers that you guys can depress. Do not push the nipples, okay? When you guys try to load it, it's going to catch your gloves and you're going to be struggling to get it out. So, use these little levers, okay? My recommendation is that you only use the top, okay? You'll see why in a minute. So, I'm only going to depress the top nipples. I'm going to hook it, I'm going to rock it, I'm going to shake it. Make sure that it's seated properly. Hook, rock, shake. Okay? I'm going to take my round. Again, don't be a coconut and load it this way. Okay? I say it because I've seen it. It goes like this. You need to feed it through. Passing the first set of feeder paws. You don't have to hear the metallic click, but it is limited visibility. So any audio cues that you guys can use them. Okay? Make sure the round is as far back as you can get it. Because if it's too far forward and you try to close the feed tray cover, it's going to bounce. And you have to close the feed tray cover. If it's not closed, you're going to cause a malfunction. Okay? So make sure that the round is back as far as it can go. You're going to push the lever to the right. You're going to grab it. You're going to drop it. Do not slam it. Okay? This little nipple right here, if you guys keep slamming it, it will pop out and you will cause a malfunction. Okay? And that's on you. So, you're going to grab it. Drop it. Okay? At this point, you're going into your full rack, half rack, full rack. I know that probably doesn't make sense right now. Hopefully this helps. You're going to grab both charging handles. You're going to pull it to the rear. Turn both charging handles to the forward and up position. You're going to place the weapon on fire. You're going to fire. I've just cycled my ghost round. I'm now going into my half rack. I'm going to grab both charging handles, pulling them to the rear, pausing at the rear. Pausing at the rear. Placing the weapon on safe. I will then return the charging handles to the forward and up position. I will then place the weapon on fire and fire. I've just experienced a malfunction. So now I'm going into my second half rack, or pops. Who's infantry around here? Alright, it's been ingrained in all of us. Pull, observe, push, squeeze. Don't squeeze. For this lane and this lane only. Pull, observe, push, safe. Pull, observe, push, safe. Okay? So my next full rack. Grab it. Pull, observing simultaneously, pushing, placing the weapon on safe. I will then lean over to the right. You have to inspect the bore, okay? So, I'm going to lean to the right, checking the bore for obstruction, to which the grader will state the bore is clear. At that point, I will place the weapon on fire and expend remaining rounds. Rounds complete. I will then place the weapon on safe, grab both charging handles, pulling them to the rear, return to the forward with the right one up. I will then grab my nifty little screwdriver. You have to go through these little guide rails for those who are on my left side, okay, but I'm going to do it on the right side. Okay, so when you guys go through, you don't have to jam it all the way in there. She's lying to you, alright? 2 inches is enough. That's the tip, okay? Alright, so you're going to go on top of the round. If you guys are too far forward, that round is going to start to curve down and it's not going to come out, okay? So what you need to do is you need to pull that screwdriver back towards you and hit that bolt face, okay? You need to reach underneath and you actually have to apply pressure. You can't just wiggle it out because you're wasting time. Just apply pressure and pop it out. You have to catch the round. You have to catch the round. I think it's still there, that metal plate that's underneath the gun. That's going to be underneath each gun that come test week, okay? If we hear this, you're a no-go, all right? You cannot hit the metal. You have to catch it. All right, with that, don't worry about putting shit where it used to be, all right? Don't try to sit there and slide it in. You don't have a lot of time. Just put it down, okay? You're then going to lift. You're going to do a quick inspection. You're going to make a wide peace sign, the wide peace sign. You're going to come over, there's little piano keys that you got to depress. At the same time, just sweep, okay? You have to depress the feeder paws at the same time and sweep, okay? Once that is complete, you can place the weapon on fire, grab the charging handle that is down, ride it back, ride it forward, put it in the up position, place it on safe, right to fight, close. Questions, comments, concerns? Yes, it is a minute. Yes, it is in limited visibility. Yes, it's in your pro mask and nods. That's it. Full mile. Alright, so I have some talking points. I have some talking points that I want to go over. I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence, but make sure you guys attach this, okay? I talk about it because I've seen it, okay? Somebody decided to put it on there, and they started going through the full rack, half rack, full rack process, and then it started to do this. You did not attach it properly, that's on you, and that's a no-go, okay? You have to attach the feed throat properly. Don't try to attach it like this, all right? If it's smiling at you, or as Sergeant Hughes says, yelling at you, you're wrong. Make sure it's pointed down, okay? Now, sometimes the gun will not grab the round, okay? If that happens, that's free chicken at that point, okay? So, if the gun doesn't grab the round, it's going to be sitting on the feeder paws, or the feed tray, sorry. The bolt will be to the rear, okay? If the round is not present on the bolt face, simply state, hey, it's not there, okay? But you still have to go through the performance measure. You have to take the screwdriver, you have to pop the round, you have to catch the round, okay? That's free chicken at that point. Now, if it is on the bolt, if it is on the fucking feed tray, right? I don't want to see this. You didn't clear it properly, okay? If you toss it, that is an absolute no-go. You are not clearing the weapon properly. You still have to come forward, you have to depress the keys, and you have to swipe it out, okay? Now, the bolt will be to the rear. If you depress those keys and the round just falls backwards and it smacks that metal plate, you are still good. That's not your fault, okay? It happens. So don't get tripped up at all, okay? You've already done the performance measure of fucking popping the round out, grabbing it, and setting it down. That's not your fault, okay? So if it does that and it hits the metal, keep going, all right? Fuck, was that sheet right there? You could pass me that sheet, por favor. All right, so my last talking point. We have taken all the performance measures and we have simplified it down to the lowest level, okay? Please, please, please take a picture, study, memorize, and be able to spit it out verbatim, okay? Now, for legal reasons, this is not your standard, okay? This is not your standard. So don't come test week, don't sit there, get a no-go and say, well, Staff Sergeant Garvey said that this is my standard, this is what I'm living by, okay? No, fuck no. What is your standard, right? That placard or whatever's in your EIB, ESB handbook.
Page 38.
Page 38, okay? That is the standard we are grading off of. We have just taken the steps and simplified them in a more digestible way. Because I don't know about you, I really don't want to read that bullshit, okay, and try to decipher, all right? This is simplified, it's easy, take a picture, memorize, and be able to spit it back verbatim, okay? Other than that, any more questions, comments, or concerns?
Sorry, that's just